after the storm. As we've been reporting, the hurricane caused massive devastation in much of southwest and central Florida. And now there's a concern about how underserved communities are faring through the aftermath.
Our in-depth reporter Anthony Hill traveled to Fort Myers to speak with people who had little resources even before the storm hit.
If you don't have family here, what are you going to do when there's no more food, when the shelter is closed? Over here, where I live at.
Kalonda James is one of the many victims trying to get back on their feet after Hurricane Ian destroyed much of southwest Florida with the constant smell of mildew.
You smell, it's really bad.
And only a fan powered by a generator. Life is far from easy right now.
Because it's hard when in the middle of the night your 9-year-old is like, Mom, it's hot, and then you don't want to burden everybody else to try to stay with them, so you try to tough it out.
Crystal Johnson is a community activist in Fort Myers, and she says underserved communities here, like Harlem Heights and Dunbar, haven't received the attention they deserved after Hurricane Ian.
This is a community that was underwater as well.
And though the devastation is being felt by people across socioeconomic statuses, she feels that most of the attention is being focused on wealthy communities.
Some of the difficulties, though, with this community is the fact that the minority, black and brown communities, especially a neighborhood here called Dunbar community, is a community that is already struggling. It's a community that is a food desert, doesn't have grocery stores within a 5-mile radius.
So as somebody who lives in this community, what are your number one concerns?
My number one concern are any medical trauma, post-traumatic stress. We just suffered devastation with COVID, which is not over. And so you have a group of people that are already marginalized.
Linda Daryl is concerned that the effects of Hurricane Ian will have a detrimental impact on groups of people who were already underserved before the hurricane.
And now Hurricane Ian comes, and that's a double stress that you put on people that have not gotten over just going through the devastation of COVID, not having jobs, not having money.
Shonda Barrio de Leon lives in the Harlem Heights community of Fort Myers. She says this mostly minority neighborhood is a tight-knit one, and they feel like family to each other.
We're Black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, I'm Italian.
Like many in this community, Shonda and her husband lost many of their personal belongings as Hurricane Ian pushed water inland, inundating this working-class neighborhood. All you have to do is take a walk down this street to see the amount of household items that are now damaged and unusable. One of her concerns is the disparity in access to homeowners insurance. She says many people in her neighborhood, including themselves, couldn't afford to insure their homes before the storm.
His health insurance, $1,050 a month. Do I have health insurance for him or do I have homeowners insurance? You have to pick.
But through the devastation comes a sense of resiliency as these hard-hit, underserved communities come together.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
When it's most important.
You have all of your churches coming together, helping to feed the children. You have their members coming out, being volunteers. You have people looking out for the elderly.
In Fort Myers, I'm in-depth reporter Anthony Hill, ABC Action News.